Hey, welcome to Atomic Radio Hour, post-nuclear podcast. I'm your host, Vince.
I'm your rotting host,
What's up, buddy?
Not much. I've had a super tiresome day.
Yeah, me too. You doing anything
As per
fun this
usual.
week?
This week, not much. Mostly editing for tabletop.
Oh,
That'll
shit.
be by this time it'll be up.
Cool.
So that's actually for real this time.
What day?
It would have been Thursday.
No, I know, but this week.
Thursday.
Oh, there, yeah. Okay. Cool. How far into it are you?
I'm at the end bit, and then I've got a couple of things to go back and do some touches up on.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, that's going really good.
This means
Other
nothing
than
to
that-
anybody because it's already out.
Yeah, it's already out.
So, guys, go check that out.
Yeah.
Make sure you thank Ice-T today.
Yeah, make sure you thank Ice-T.
Thank you, Ice-T.
Thanks, Ice-T. Where did that freaking come from? I don't remember.
The video that I made?
I know the video, but
Oh.
did it have origins somewhere else?
Yeah, I mean, the video's out, so I'll tell the story. In Borderlands 3, Ice-T voices a character. And,
Oh, which character?
Balex. Did you get there yet?
Nope.
You're not on Eden 6?
Nope.
Eden 6 is my favorite planet.
For real?
Yeah. It's this old, like, jungly, like, the what's that fucking book where the guy's like, The Most Dangerous Game? Where the guy's like, I've hunted everything, now I gotta hunt man. It gives
Yeah.
me, like, a very big feeling of that.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
And then that's where you meet Jacobs. The dude who, like, owns Jacobs.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we're like week 6 or 7 and Borderlands is still great. On the list of things I enjoy now, I've seen Joker twice. And it's just as good the second time as
glad
it
you
was the
think so.
first. Oh, dude, it's so good. It's so fucking good. I went with I went to go see it a second time with Noah and this kid who I met playing D&D at the shop, this kid Marcus. And dude, Noah, I saw it and we like walked out and he was like, I liked it. And me and Marcus were like, the fucking lighting and the fucking like the symbolism of the apartment, and we're sitting there like dissecting this thing, like dissecting it like a fucking biology student. And Noah's just like, yeah, the soundtrack was good. I was like, Noah, you haven't said anything. Did you not like it? He's like, no, I just don't pick apart movies. He's like,
That's fair.
He's like, I'll pick apart shit when it's like, oh, that guy had a gun and it was a revolver and it looked like a 6-shot revolver, but he shot 10 times. And I'm like, all right. Like, he's like, I pick apart little shit.
That's fair. I haven't seen it yet.
It's fucking...
I know. I spent all weekend editing, and I was just like, I gotta not think about anything else.
It's, fuck. I just want to, like... I might see it a third time.
Just cause?
I might, just because, like, it's a 2-hour and 10-minute movie, and
not
it
bad.
fucking flies by. Like, I was sitting there watching it going, like, oh my god, I'm having a great time. Like, I'm not even like, oh god, I gotta sit through this. Like,
You're like happy to sit through it again.
yeah, like, I think I might see it a third time if
Are
someone
you gonna
wants to
take
go
notes
with me.
this time?
I don't know, I might. I don't know. I want to pre-order it for when it comes out on Blu-ray. But do I have a fucking story to tell you? Real quick before we get into the lore.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
So I work at this. I work at this park, right? On the weekends, just make a little extra cash, and you can rent out camping spaces, right? So I'm driving around this big fucking like Dodge Ram fucking 3500 diesel series, runs on fucking your cousin cheeseburgers, the American flag, and Eagle Beaks. Like, it's just this like American pride fucking like
Yeah.
like
Big
it's,
honky truck.
yeah. It's fucking huge and it's loud, and like, you ever hear a diesel just idle and it's like
Yeah.
yeah. So all of a sudden, I go to drive through the campgrounds. It's early in the morning, and there's always like this weird lull period where you're just trying to find something to do until like other shit frees up so you can go tackle that. And I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I see this girl. She's probably about my age, maybe a year younger, maybe 2-3 years younger, and she's like waving me down with her finger out. She's like, and she comes over, and I can't really hear because of how loud the the engine is, and she's going, help, I need help. And I can read lips to an extent. And she's like, I need help, I need help. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, my car's dead, I need a jump. And she's like motioning for like jump. And
like with the hands.
she's like this. Like she's
I
like,
I can't see you, but I can only guess.
like,
It's like
you know when you take jumper cables and you attach them to something?
yeah,
She's like
yeah.
motioning for that, and I'm like, okay. And she's like pointing at herself, and I'm like, at like her head. I'm like, okay. And she's like, my car. And I'm like, do you want to ride? I didn't know how far she was. So I was like, if you're really far away, hop in and I'll take you to wherever your car is, because it happens all the time. People, they're camping,
Right, yeah.
they something happens where like it's in the middle of the night, they gotta pee, so they turn on the car light so they can pee and see where they are. And then sometimes they like forget to turn them off, or like the interior lights stay on and the car dies. It happens all the time.
Yeah, shit happens.
So I pull in and I hop out of the car, and she's talking to me, and I realize she's not saying anything, and she's talking with her hands, and I realize it's a deaf family.
Oh,
So
do you know any sign?
I know very, very, very little sign. I know how to say very few words, and which actually comes up later. So hold on. So I get there, and they're like, my battery died, and I'm like, okay. So it's a mom walking around, the daughter who flagged me down, a younger brother who had like really bad autism. She was telling me that he had autism, and it was like, you know, like you see someone who likes autism, or see someone who likes autism, you see somebody who has autism, and it's like, oh, they're just like socially awkward, and they're really into anime. You know what I mean? Like it's not like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
so,
Like
so-
a naturally functioning person.
yeah, but this was someone who like they needed help, and I was trying to help them jump the car, and I like didn't know what to. So there's also this black lady walking around, and she's probably the same age as the other white girl who flagged me down, right? And I'm going to tell you why I'm using descriptives and not names in a minute. And they're like, we need a jump, and I was like, okay, cool. This is not my truck. This is their car. I'm getting a little nervous because
Yeah.
I'm like, if I fuck up, I could fuck up big time. So I couldn't fit the car in, so I'm like, we have to push the car. And like I didn't want to be that dick who's like talks loud when they talk to the deaf, like it's gonna like they're gonna fucking
Yeah.
hear. And I'm so like the way I was looking at it, I was like, all right, this is not gonna be a problem. I'm Italian. Our second language is speaking with our hands. So like they're gonna get it. Like if I just fucking pantomime shit. And it was cool because
And
like what?
I'm not gonna. I know a decent amount of sign, and a lot of signs are pantomimes.
Yeah.
So a lot of things kind of translate decent into ASL.
When I had a little service on my phone, I would look up how to say certain things just to kind of like make it easier for them. So like she was like, "Oh, where do I plug my phone in?" And later on I looked up, you take your this, I don't know. This might be a curse word if you're watching in England. Sorry, England. Or it's this. I don't remember.
I can't see
It's
you.
the V. If you put your fingers like a peace sign, yeah. This is
Yeah.
peace sign with the palm facing outwards is peace. The other way around is fuck you. It's like the middle finger, from what I understand. Like they would censor it on TV. But they don't censor shit in England. Whatever. I'm getting away from the point. You do like a peace sign, but you put your hand flat, like horizontal. And then you take your non-dominant hand and you make just a pointing up, and you put them together, and it's a plug. So like
Okay.
I'm like, all right, we gotta move the car, and I'm like pantomiming to put the car into neutral and pushing, and we push it, and then when we get done, I said thank you, and I was sitting there, I was like, all that Blue's Clues I watched as a kid paid off, because every time Steve would say thank you, he would do it in sign.
Sign, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, and they got such a kick out of it, and I was like, this is like the easiest thing to know in sign. So then I hook the car up and it doesn't start. Like I know like how to do it kind of, but I'm always afraid because you could die doing it. And
Yeah.
I start the car up and I'm like, let me give somebody a call. And they're like, yeah, take your time. Don't worry, we're not leaving. So I call my uncle, who's a mechanic, and I'm
Yeah.
like, hey, what do I do? I was like, I think I did it right, but I'm not sure. There's 2 batteries and they have one for like a plow and one for the driver's for the actual car. And I did it again, and I'm telling him what the battery looks like, and he's like, yeah, it sounds like the battery's shot. And I'm like, okay,
Just completely
just
fucked.
dead. Like they just left it on. The cells inside are completely dry. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Jeez.
So they're like, where can we get a battery? And I'm like, I don't know. I was like, everything's shut down. And they're like, is there a Walmart nearby? I'm like, yeah, but I can't take
Next
you.
town over.
Yeah, I was like, I can't take you. Like, I'm not allowed to leave. I'm not allowed to leave the camp with the car unless like I have to do something official with it, and or the truck, whatever. And she's like, well, what about AAA? And like, I'm like, oh, like yeah. And I signed for what I thought was A. A is your hand. Like
this.
your palm. I think I'm doing. If I'm doing it correctly, then great. If not, whatever.
I am doing it correctly.
But I'm doing this, which is the thumb in between the pointer and the middle finger, and I think
That's T.
It's T. Fuck. So I'm telling them to call triple T, and I think that they got it. That they were like, oh, he knows what he's saying, but he doesn't know what he's saying. Mm-hmm. It's like when I told that Spanish kid I loved him in Spanish when I meant to say, "What's your name?"
Yeah.
You ever tell you
How
that
did you
story?
mess that up?
It's a long one. It's a story for another day. So like, she's like, my phone's dead. Where can I charge my phone? And I go, before I knew how to say plug, and I'm trying to think how to say it, and I know how to say poop in sign language. So I just went like this.
I don't think I know that one.
It's you put your you take one hand and you make a fist, and you put your thumb in the fist of the other hand, and then you drop it out, so it looks like you're taking a shit.
Okay.
And I go like this at the mom, and she fucking starts dying. She's like, you know that? I'm like, it's one of the 7 words I know. And she's like, so my phone's dead. I need to call AAA. And my dumbass goes, here, you can use my phone. Like she's gonna be able to fucking talk on the phone and fucking talk to AAA.
Oh, jeez Louise.
Because I didn't think. I was just like, yeah, here.
Of
like,
course,
I would've
yeah.
said it to
You're just trying to be
else.
courteous.
I would have
yeah.
been like, yeah, here, man. Like, I'll hang around. So she like looks at me, and I'm like, I'll call for you. And she just kind of laughed about it. So I call up, and they're like, well, what's your phone number? I was like, look, I can't stick here all day. Like, I got shit to do. And I was like, if anything, call the park. And they're like, all right. So they wound up calling me like 10 minutes after I get off the phone, and the guy's like, hey, you're not one of these people. Not like you're not one of those fucking deaf people. He's like, you're not with the family. I was like, no, I'm just like hanging out. Like, I'm helping them. And he's like, well, are you going to be around? And I look back, and he was just being like such a dick on the phone, where I like looked at them and I saw like the kid running around, and I was just like, yeah, I'll be back. Like, I'll just help. Like, cause I knew with my 7 words, I would be the mediator. And
jeez Louise.
yeah. So I like went back to the office for half an hour, came back and helped out. And like, I was helping them try to fucking like, oh, and here's the best part. Hold on. I was like, I went to the coffee shop because I went to the movie after this, and I went to the coffee shop to go hang out with Steven, and I gave him a ride home. And I'm sitting there, and he goes, what kind of date? Because I was like laughing. He goes, what kind of day did you have? And I was like, dude, 3 words. Fuck it. He goes, what kind of day did you have? I said, deaf, lesbian, interracial couple. And he goes, wow. He's like, we gotta have a talk about this one. And I was like,
fucking
yeah.
love that.
It was just like, I was like, I can't think of any more adjectives to add on to. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think I hit the limit of like descriptive words.
Of categorization there, yeah.
Yeah, so
holy shit.
we were like, we gotta write a song that's called Deaf Interracial or what the fuck? I had it written down. Deaf Interracial Lesbian Couple? Where the fuck is Steven in my phone? Interracial deaf lesbian couple.
I mean, we love that. We love that.
It was just funny. It was just like, so I'm helping them out, and I'm trying to mediate between everybody, and then the guy from AAA shows up, and he's like checking things out, and he's testing it, and he's showing me like, he's like, the battery's completely dead. He's like, it's coming back at like 0 amps, which it is not good. It
so it just means it's fucked.
It's completely, and she's like, what happened? Like, she's asking me what happened, and I took my fingers, and I'm like a gun, and I'm pointing it at the thing, and I'm going pff, pff, pff. And she's like, what does that mean? I'm like, it's shot. She's like, it's good. I'm like, no, it's gone. And like, I'm like, so what do you think happened? And I'm talking to him, and he's like, well, I think they left the blower on all night because... And he like gets real close to me and like whispers in my ear, goes, the whole car reeks of pot. And part of me went, they're not gonna fucking hear you, idiot. Like, you know what I mean? It was just like he didn't like He didn't know.
Yeah.
Like, it was
He was
just
trying to be subtle, but
yeah, but like he just made me uncomfortable because he got like way too close to me, and I'm like, dude, they're not gonna hear you. And then I was
just
thinking
back
of
up.
like, what's the experience of smoking reefer and being deaf? Like, you know
probably
what I mean?
the same as if you're not deaf.
No, I know, but like, I mean, not that I partake in the 420 activities and the jazz cabbage, but like,
Lucifer's quinoa, if you would.
because it's so fucking crumbly. But like, isn't hearing a big part of the whole experience? Like, don't people fucking?
I wouldn't say so.
I mean, isn't the Grateful Dead? Didn't the Grateful Dead have an entire career just because people smoked weed and thought it actually sounded good? You know what I mean? Like,
I guess, but
like Pink Floyd spent 40-something weeks at number one.
yeah.
If no, 400 weeks at number one, and you can't fucking tell me. You go listen to Time right now and tell me they weren't fucking smoking the largest of doinks.
Yeah, they definitely were up on that reefer. I mean, a friend told me that it could be a full body experience.
Yeah.
A friend told me.
Nah, dude, it was just fucking like.
Man, I would have loved to be there because I would have signed for you.
No, dude, it was so much fun. It was so much fun, dude. I got paid to play charades. I hung out with them for like 3 hours, and it was just a lot of fun. And then here's the best part: she didn't want to pay. She's like, "It's $100 and how many dollars for a battery?" And I was like, "I don't know, like 80." I bought a battery a few years ago, and it was like $80. And the dude shows up, he's like, "Yeah, it's $140 with tax." And she's freaking out, and she's calling grandma, and like she's like, "Here, talk to my grandma." I'm like, "Wait, can grandma hear?" And she's like, yeah, don't worry. And I'm like, okay. So I give the phone to the AAA guy, and he's like, this and that and this, and then we're writing back and forth to each other. And then she gives him the credit card after grandma sends her money, and he goes to run the card, and then the lady, I can hear the lady on the phone going, the credit card's not working. And he goes, what do you mean it's not working? She goes, I don't know, figure it out. And then hung up on the AAA dude. Like, the lady at the comm center was just like, I don't figure it out. And I remember sitting there going, what the like, I'm so happy these people can't hear, because like this would have been just another fight. Because it was like an hour and a half of fighting over it. This costs too much. I don't have this money. Why is this happening? And I'm trying to explain to them. I was like, the guy said the battery's from 2012, and with this type of battery, it's only supposed to last about 3 to 5 years, and it's 2019. Like, you did well.
Yeah.
And
you got your money's worth of the original battery.
Yeah, remember my Kia?
Yeah.
We got rid of my Kia last year. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me guess. That battery's from like 2006.
That battery was the stock battery.
What year was that Kia?
06.
Yeah!
Yeah. I was gonna make, when everyone got into cars in high school and I had my Kia, I was gonna make an Instagram page that was called Stock 06 Kia, and I was just gonna take it to locations and take like panoramic. I was gonna take these nice
cinematic.
shots. Thank you. I don't know why I blanked on that. I was gonna take these like cinematic pictures and like open up the interior and see like Burger King crumbs and shit. Like I was gonna make like a
like an ironic Instagram.
Yeah, like fuck you. Like fucking, you kidding me? Yeah, so
can I give you a hot take?
Sure.
My friend said this the other day, and I think she heard it on Twitter. But car guys are just the other version of horse girls.
Yeah, that's an old meme.
Yeah.
I think about horse girls every once in a while.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So about that lore.
Yeah. So, hold on.
No, I loved your story though. I love this story.
We're not even done.
We're not even done.
Hold on.
Where does it go?
So he's putting in the Wells Fargo card, and then she's like, it doesn't work because it's Wells Fargo. You can't manually enter it in. You have to use like a chip or a reader. So I'm like, you're telling me you can't buy shit off Amazon with a Wells Fargo card? He's like, I guess not. So he goes and tells her, and he's like, I have to hang on to your license until you give me the money.
Oh wow.
And she's like, well, the car works, right? And she's like, all right, I'll just go to an ATM. And then they just got in the car and left. But here's the best part. I don't know anybody's fucking name in this entire ordeal.
See, you didn't ask for names, I guess.
No, but, like, also I learned that, like, deaf language, I don't want to say deaf language, but, like, the way they communicate is very, like, informal.
What, ASL?
Well, not ASL. Like, she would write in shorthand, because we started writing to each other, because we were starting to say numbers, and we were getting confused. So we started writing back and forth, but she would write like need get this. Like I need get groceries.
The grammar of ASL is different from English.
And I was kind of like, and she was like doing everything short, and I was like, at first it took me a second, but then I realized, oh, it takes so much longer to write something than to say something. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, the grammar for ASL is so much shorter than English. It's better, honestly.
And I didn't know that. So I was going into it, and like she tries she was trying to explain to me that her brother was autistic, and she goes, he's not, she types out, he's not normal, he's slower, he's and like she couldn't figure out how to spell it, and I go, I know what you mean. I was like, don't worry, like it's cool. He's hanging out. Like he was happy that they got the battery fixed, and he was like laughing and jumping around, but everybody was deaf. He was deaf and spoke perfect sign, and like when I helped him move the car, he shook my hand. Like he was a good kid. Oh, I know his name. It was Jacob.
Jacob?
They told me that, but the only person I know a name of is the boy, and whoever's AAA card that is. So, like, part of me wants to look them up, because they're from PA, but, like, I don't want to be like, hello. Like, I just want to see, like, if I can find them, just, like, out of my own curiosity. But
I mean, if that's what makes you sleep at night.
No, don't fucking make it like I'm a creepy motherfucker. It's just like...
No, I'm just kidding.
I spent 3 hours with these people.
You're invested in the situation.
Yeah, like, I don't know... And, like, the dad almost spoke... I don't want to say perfect English, but he didn't speak with, like, that deaf tone. You know what I mean? Like, you know how people that are deaf, when they speak, they sound a certain way?
Might have a different vocal
Yeah, because they can't hear themselves.
Right, yeah.
So, like, he wasn't bad, but, like, the mom I was talking to... And, like... They got a kick out of it, because I knew a little bit of sign. Like, I went like this, and I said...
Like, you showed that you were trying.
Yeah, like, I went like this, because off of the top of the head... And I said this to Steven. I went off the top of the head, and I said, what is this? And she goes, Dad? I go, this is Dad? And she goes, yeah. I go, and this is Mom. And she's like, how do you know that? I was like, my sister wanted to be an ASL teacher a long time ago, so she was teaching herself words. So we were talking about it, and I was like telling Steven the story, and I was saying like, oh, Italian, fucking speak with the hands. And he's like, yeah, this means dad, and this means mom, where in Italian, this means shut the fuck up, and this means shut the fuck up in both ways.
I'd love to be able to see you.
It's fucking, you know how to say mom and dad in sign,
yeah.
You not?
Yeah.
So it's that. So it's the thumb off the top of the head going, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
So, alright. Sorry, that was just something fucking that like I called.
That was super interesting. I like it.
I was calling people afterwards. I was like, dude, I just went on the quietest adventure. Like, it was cool. Like, it was honestly cool.
We should make this the highlight. Vince's quiet adventure.
Sure. Did you Cool. So, all right, Monster Month.
Monster Month.
All right, so we're gonna talk about my fucking favorite thing. And my dumbass didn't... I don't think I wrote down what I wanted to talk about the most. No, I didn't, because I'm going to... Okay, so I get everything off of the Nukipedia, which is now fused with the Vault. There's a few parts in this that I want to read off of the wiki itself, because it's a little long. I have quite a few pages of notes here. I'm going to guess about maybe 8, maybe more.
Oh.
Ghouls, or necrotic post-humans. They're decrepit, rotting, zombie-like mutants. Intense, prolonged radiation has ravaged their skin. The ghoulification has extended their lifespan, and are allegedly immune to background radiation and nuclear fallout. Constant exposure of concentrated levels of radiation will randomly result in a human transforming into the ghoul species. Most ghouls in New California were once vault dwellers of Vault 12. What was Bakersfield, California, is now Necropolis. Vault 12's door was made to be defective, so it wouldn't seal all the way to see what the effects of radiation would have on a human. Ghouls elsewhere originated from inopportune homemade shelters, or even like Pulaski preservation shelters, that were not adequate for a prolonged nuclear attack. In Kansas City, which this is, I'm pretty sure, based off of...
is this Van Buren?
No, I think this is based off of Brotherhood of Steel. There is a city that worships a nuclear weapon in a cult. It's either Fallout Brotherhood of Steel or Fallout Tactics Brotherhood of Steel that this comes from. Either way, I'm not sure which one is canon. I don't think either of them are, or they pick and choose. So for something that isn't canon, I don't think Texas. There's Los Yabanes, Ybanez, Yabanes.
Close enough. Yeah.
Los Yabanes. Most ghouls come from being blocked at the entrance to the secret vault. This town was later just called Los, so the town of which I think I brought that up before. That'll never not fucking make me laugh.
It's so funny.
What town are we going to? What town? The capital wasteland. Many ghouls were alive before the Great War of 2077. They were transformed because of the high levels of background radiation. Sharon is a pre-war ghoul. There's evidence showing that he's pre-war, but it's not entirely. I think I meant to write post-war. Hold on, let me double check. Excuse me, everybody. Excuse me. Can we? Declan, just vamp on interracial deaf lesbian couple.
All right. So, I don't know where to fucking go with that, dude.
Dude, fucking, I don't know, dude. Make it up. Fuck it up. I believe in you. You can do it. I just don't want to edit. That's a
honestly,
shitty thing to say.
That's totally fair. Editing can take a lot out of you.
It takes, now that we're doing video, it takes me like 3 hours to do it. I'm sorry, everybody.
Yeah,
give me 1 second.
It takes a lot out of me, too.
Come on, Declan. I need you to vamp. All right, here we go. All right. It says exactly. Due to high levels of radiation in Washington, D.C. and its surroundings from decades of following the fall of the bombs, in some cases, e.g. Sharon, however, the evidence of pre-war ghouls... Oh, wait, hold on. There's evidence of pre-war ghouls. That's what I just said. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Well, there's only one pre-war ghoul, and we're going to get to that later. But...
Yeah, I know the answer to that one.
All right. A majority of the ghouls that are intelligent that live in D.C. live in Underworld, which is in the mall at the Museum of History. Inside of the Mojave Wasteland, no town is dedicated to them. They're usually found with humans doing various jobs. Blight's Brotherhood, a religious cult or group of ghouls that want to find a new world free from discrimination. The NCR, Rangers at Station Echo, have some ghoul rangers that implies that the level of acceptance, there's a level of acceptance within the NCR of ghouls, which, if you ask me, is absolute bullshit.
What do you mean?
The NCR is closed off and kind of like, hey, fuck you, pay us taxes. I don't think that they accept ghouls in I don't think they accept ghouls in because they want ghouls in. I think they accept ghouls in because certain ghouls have a certain,
certain skills, and certain ghouls have a certain money. Everyone's money is green.
Yeah, that's why. I'm not saying the NCR as like the state of the NCR, like the NCR, like the army.
Okay, like the troops.
Yeah, money's green. You know what I mean? Or metal and round and shiny. But
in this case,
I don't think that. I think that they're only bringing them into the military because it's like, hey, look, if we have a couple of them, maybe we can do some deals with ghouls. Like, it's more of like, we don't need them because of their skill set. We need them because of bop-a-da-bop.
Diplomacy.
I don't even know that. I feel more if it's like they're using them.
Yeah.
Like, if they weren't ghouls, they'd be kicked out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
So after the war, people would run into ghouls, both domestic and feral. Because of this, most people think that all ghouls are monsters. People call them and just to name a few. Because of this, some ghouls have started to hate humans, such as Mr. Crowley and Roy Phillips. Some ghouls refer to humans as smooth skins, which is never not going to be funny to me.
It's so funny.
So there's a controversy over the origins of ghoulification. Tim Kaine said ghouls are only the result of radiation. Chris Taylor has said that they're born out of both a mixture of radiation and FEV when involved. And Chris Avellone used to say the same thing, and says it in the Fallout Bible, but later went back to only support the rad version.
Okay, that makes sense to me.
Which I think is neat because you have people like, oh my god, Declan, I'm blanking.
You're blanking?
Herbert?
Oh, are you talking about Harold?
Harold, fucking, why did I think Herbert?
Herbert Daring Dashwood.
Yeah, fucking, I'm an idiot, sorry, I've had a day. Harold, fucking, he's like a ghoul, but he got exposed to some FEV. So he's
special. He got tree.
Yeah. So the biology of a PNH. I love that term.
Post-necrotic humans.
Yeah, I love the term of like a PNH. Yeah. Like, what are you? Like on the paperwork, what did you put down? Oh, I checked off PNH. Like, I just, something about that. So, created after the Great War of 2077, one pre-war ghoul exists. Hey guys, spoiler alert. I'm going to give you 1, 2, 3. Okay, Eddie Winter. Spoiler alert is over. Fallout 1 takes place in 2161. Fallout all the way to Fallout 4, which is in 2287, and ghouls are still alive within the entire series. Ghouls were not immediate, took months or even... Why do I have weeks? Took months or even weeks for the skin to crack and the flesh to fall off, and they are hairless. Although lacking physical strength due to decaying tissue, ghouls have heightened senses, making them more perceptive and lucky compared to others in the wasteland. Also, it's not written in the notes, but I like to point out, when you've been alive for 200 years, you learn a lot.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of pre-war knowledge, which...
I would say, like, your wisdom modifier is, like, a +3.
Yeah, you want to say that? You want to say that for Atomic Tabletop? I'll make a canon right now.
I mean, wisdom isn't a skill in Atomic Tabletop.
I know, I'm fucking with you. But, I mean, you could.
Or I couldn't.
Okay. Chems like Jet barely affect ghouls because of the damage to their body that has been done through the radiation. Okay. Now, there's something that I wanted to read verbatim, and I sent it to you a few days ago.
Yeah, I read it. It was cool.
In my notes, I have written down, read what you sent to Declan.
Descriptive.
Let me see if I can find it. It should be right here. Okay. This is something that I just wanted to kind of read out loud. Scientifically, the neurotransmitters affected in the ghoul's mutation are those responsible for cardiac and respiratory function in a healthy human being. These transmitters are continually regenerated at a greatly accelerated rate after the mutation sets in, carrying out significant oxygen to sustain the life of the subject while being insignificant to retain dermal elasticity and to avoid the resulting necrosis. That's a fun word. The result of which is the decaying corpse-like appearance of post-mutation humans. Old ghouls may also suffer from some of these debilitating effects of old age. However, as some of the 2-century-old ghouls like Raoul and Dean Domino complain of knee problems when made to crouch, and both of them were far from elderly when they became ghouls. Raoul also mentions that how he is no longer swift and agile as he used to be in his youth, though this might be psychosomatic and or fed by Raoul's continuous doubts about his age and place in the world. Still, these may indicate that their regenerative abilities, problems with skin could not extend to soft tissue of their joints, considering that ghouls are missing their noses, the pinna of the ears. What's the pinna? Declan, look up pinna. Pinna.
It's the flabby bits.
Oh, the pierceable bits?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, the pinna of the ears, and some complain about knee pain. It may just be the process of ghoulification also damages cartilage in the human body. Yeah, I just wanted to read that like right off because I couldn't think of any way to really shorten that without just writing it.
Yeah, that was pretty clear, I feel like.
So
I mean, it's really cool to kind of like see how they broke down the entire process.
Yeah, and I'd like to see where ghouls are. I don't remember what ghoul says it, and I think it might be in Fallout 2, but one of them says we are the first and the only of a dying breed.
Yeah.
So whatever ghouls are there, it's super. At 200 years later, the only ghouls that are new is like Moira, and Moira's the anomaly because ghoulification normally takes time. She see, that's what I don't like, the argument of like, well, Moira this, Moira that, like she's hit with a nuke and then she's alive. Yeah, but think about it. She's a tinkerer.
She's been soaking up a radiation juice her entire life.
Well, no, she's from Canterbury Commons originally, but she's been in Megaton for a while. And if she's a tinkerer, if she was messing around with cars and shit, those cars have nuclear reactors inside of them. So it's not like she wasn't around it. So maybe that was just what set it off. Like, maybe she was already beginning to feel some sort of ghoulification and just never said anything. And then, you know what I mean? It's a little...
It's like when you get enough XP right before the boss, and when you kill the boss, you level up. Kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, their physical appearance, the flesh is always falling off in some manner. The eyelids and the lips are sometimes completely gone. Most noses have rotted off, and ferals are, I love this word, emaciated and hunched over. That's a great word. Like, not that, like, oh, I love what emaciated means. Like, I just like that word.
It sounds fun to say.
Yeah. Most ghouls are as intelligent as humans, but radiation may have gotten to their brains over time. Once the ability to reason is gone, they become feral. Some can just go feral with longer exposure to radiation. I thought I had it written down here, but I guess I don't. Oh, I have it like jumbled up. Hold on. Most ghouls lose all their hair. The little hair they have, they try to style, and facial hair is even more rare. Vocal degradation is extremely common. It's raspy and rattly. This may be from just the decay of vocal cords over time. That's one of my favorite parts about playing a ghoul in Atomic Tabletop.
It sounds like you smoke a pack a day.
It's just I sit in front of the microphone when we record, and I just make a gravelly voice, and then it's just like, you know what? I miss driving a car. I miss walking down the street. I still smoke 6 packs a day because I'm a ghoul, and nothing has an effect on me anymore. But it's just such a nice way to, like, slip in and out of a character. Because I remember that used to fucking hurt me. Like, I used to sit there and
no
just
longer.
be like, and my voice is just so calloused. Where, I mean, I'm kind of doing it to show off a little bit, like, haha, because I can just slip into it and come right out of it. But, like, yeah,
imagine doing an entire episode of the show as Ron Ghoulman.
I think I wouldn't even think about it. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if it's cringy that I keep doing it or not, and if it is, I'm sorry. But, like...
No, it's fun.
I wonder, because, like we said in the past, I used to think, because we played this so often, and I was so into the game, that I used to, like, sometimes think with that voice in mind. So, let's talk about fucking Billy Peabody.
Billy Peabody? Tell me about Billy Peabody.
He survived for 210 years locked inside a refrigerator, which is bullshit, because...
Oh, fuck yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I have this literally written down. Billy Peabody survived for 210 years locked in a refrigerator, which is bullshit, because if this is canon, it negates the entire point of Necropolis in Fallout 1. When you take the water chip from Fallout 1, one of the ghouls says to you, I don't know if it's Set. Set is the leader of Necropolis in Fallout 1, but someone says to you, if you take that, we will die because we do not have water. Billy says, I ate all the pudding a long time ago. I've been in here forever. So, yeah. He would have died.
Yeah.
Billy Peabody.
And he would have gone feral from the solitary.
Well, yeah, of course. He would have... I didn't even think of that. He would have lost his ability to reason.
Yeah.
Like, there's only so many times you can relive the same fucking Captain Cosmos episode before you'd be like, put a gun in me.
Mm-hmm.
Billy Peabody is the only ghoul child and doesn't have a gravelly voice. Then I have fuck Billy Peabody.
Just like write that across the top of the screen. Like,
hold on, I'll show it in my notes if you don't believe me.
Oh, I do believe you.
Fuck Billy Peabody.
Dun, 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 dun.
How old do you think Billy Peabody is?
When
the bombs went off, how old do you think he is?
13.
I fucking set you up. I set you up and you didn't take it, you slut.
Yeah, how much?
Because you could have said, I think Billy Peabody was and I would have said, fuck
So how old is he?
Fuck you. You know who Margaret is? Or
how old is he?
You know who Margaret is?
Margaret who?
Like Margot, Margaret.
Yeah.
She's the terminal that you speak to. That is the subway, the metro person. She's a robot. She's a computer in Fallout 3.
Yeah.
She refers to ferals as possessing no internal body heat and emitting lethal levels of radiation. So they're cold.
Huh.
Which I thought was neat.
That is kind of cool. I never really thought about that.
So do they wear clothing because they have to? Or
because fashion.
But then, okay, I kind of pictured... When I was playing Fallout 4, I thought, this is fucking muggy. Like, that whole game just feels muggy.
Mm-hmm.
So, does Hancock wear that coat because it's cool and not because he feels heat?
He's chilly.
No, but do they feel that?
I don't know. That's...
you know what I mean?
I don't know. I feel like the only way they wouldn't be able to feel it is if all of the nerves in their skin are dead. And I don't think that they are.
They're probably weakened, but not dead.
Yeah, I'd say that you wouldn't feel, pain to heat as bad.
Yes.
Like, if you, were to touch a hot pan, you wouldn't immediately, draw back.
You can let that shit sizzle for a while.
Yeah, just ah! Yeah, I'm not sure how, the overall body ecosystem of temperature would be affected by being a ghoul. There's no way we could know.
So, I'm gonna I have on my phone, I didn't want to get into the whole, I just wanted to go over a basic rundown of ghouls, because I think to kind of go over, everyone, Mirelurks are more interesting, I think, because it's there's variants on them, where ghouls only just get a little stronger. They're pretty much the same base thing.
Yeah.
So
they get more puffy and green.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna go over just the main ones.
Okay.
Feral ghouls, and again, this is off the Fallout Wiki. I'll show it on screen. I'm on my phone. Feral ghouls are among the most unfortunate mutants whose minds have deteriorated from prolonged exposure to radiation, becoming instinct-driven savages, attacking anyone and anything relentlessly, save for other ghouls while wearing the ghoul mask in Fallout 3. It makes all ferals ignore the player as if you were a ghoul yourself. There's also roamers, a less common feral ghoul, dressed in worn-out sections of old combat armor, giving them greater damage resistance. The armor does not, however, slow them down. In fact, they're slightly faster than regular ferals. The feral ghoul reaver. These are fucking scary.
They're the scary ones.
This rare flavor of ghoul dressed in rusty remnants of metal armor appear throughout the post-apocalyptic Mojave Wasteland and Capital Wasteland and the Commonwealth. Once they are added in with the Fallout 3 Brotherhood of Steel DLC. They also appear frequently in the Swamps of Point Lookout, and they're fucking crazy because they're fucking all over the place. A greenish smoke issues from their scars, and their flesh appears to be melted and even bubbling in some areas, as if to be cooked by the radiation.
That's delicious.
There is a glowing one. These ghouls have absorbed so much radiation that they glow a gashy green color in the dark. How come they haven't made a light? I have this quantum light. How come they haven't made a glowing one light?
That would be cool as shit.
That'd be fucking super tight. Bethesda 5%. They actually just announced that if you can buy a lamp, that's the mushroom cloud lamp from 76.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there's... I don't know if it's out yet or it's going to be out sometime. Ooh, fucking Great War Day's coming up. Holy shit.
Yeah, it is. It's soon.
Damn, we got to do... Wait, what day is this going to come out on?
This is going to come out...
Come out on, the 19th?
On the 19th.
I fucked up, guys. Fucked up. I should have. We'll do something special for it next week, because it's gonna also be
Yeah.
the last week of Monster Month.
Yeah.
Sorry, where was I? The glowing ones are often considered outsiders, even amongst the other ghouls. The glowing one can sustain a lot more damage other than ghouls, second only to the Reavers. So some of the ghouls that are they're not feral, they're normal, quote unquote, are Jason Bright of Bright's Brotherhood and Oswald the Outrageous from Nuka World. They're glowers, but they're not.
They're not crazy.
And then there's the intelligent ghoul, which are just people with a fucking really bad sunburn.
Yeah.
And then there's marked men, which these are from the Big MT, and I don't know them.
They don't sound familiar to me, and I love Big Mountain.
I think I don't know, they look like ghouls. Skinned Alive, and like I said, I've been trying to play it. I've been super busy lately, and Borderlands is great. I'm going to go and play all of the DLC. I'm in the Sierra Madre, if I remember correctly, last time I played.
Ooh, hell yeah.
Skinned Alive by the Winds of the Divide, via a failed Big Mountain experiment, turned into ghouls by the radiation of an exploded underground missile. Huh. Marked men suffer from a unique form of ghoulification only seen in the Divide. The injuries they suffer would mean the death of any ordinary ghoul, and the radiation of the Divide is believed to be the only thing keeping them alive. Despite being cognitive enough to carry weapons and utilize advanced tactics, such as constructing outposts and utilizing guard towers, they are still immediately hostile due to any outsider that ventures into the Divide. And they got like NCR armor on. They're fucking sick.
I don't remember these.
They have like no skin and hair.
Are these from Lonesome Road?
No, this is fucking
Is this Big Mountain?
Well, it might be Lonesome Road, but it says that it's because of Big Mountain.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now I want to talk about some shit. I want to talk
Yeah?
about some really cool shit, and I think you know what this is.
Yep. Have a feeling.
When you gave me the idea, I shouldn't say you gave me the idea, when we were talking about what we should do for October, you said let's do a whole month of monsters. Let's do a whole month of the creatures and all the shit. And I started looking up ghouls because I'm curious. And in Van Buren,
And also because you are a ghoul.
yeah, yeah. I started looking up this shit, and I found something that just instantly caught my eyes. Something called Born Ghouls. And I went, I'm sorry, what?
When you mentioned this to me, I thought it was nuts.
So I'm going to read, again, there's a lot of things that I just want to kind of read verbatim off of the thing, just because I want to make sure I say it perfectly. Born ghouls are ghouls that are not mutated humans, but ghouls who are actually born as such. Through cruel experimentation on humans, Dr. Sebastian, at the reservation, these ghouls gastrated and were birthed. Revealing in their infrequent success, this ghoul experiment only has a 2% success rate. Dr. Sebastian and Dr. Willem Clark keep their born ghouls progeny? P-R-O-G-N-E-Y? Progeny? They keep their born ghouls
progeny,
close.
maybe?
I'm an idiot. They keep their born ghoul progeny close at hand and comfortable. To them, born ghouls represent the future of the ghoul species, and they do everything in their power to make sure their children are well taken care of. There are only 3 born ghouls, including Measles and Bell. At first glance, they look to be like any other ghoul, but a closer inspection it reveals that their lesions, exposed bone, and their hair patches are very uniform and look like they have some kind of exposure. They have some kind of purpose. On top of that, these ghouls are a little tougher, a little stronger, a little faster than normal ghouls. If successful, this could mean that over time the pregnancies could phase out the feral ghouls, and these are produced when radiation destroys the mind of the ghouls, and if simply born, there would be no particular affliction to the ghouls to fear. This would mean that if the feral type were killed, there would be none to replace them. Therefore, ghouls may one day be rid of a primary source of human stigma towards them. Isn't that fucking crazy?
Yeah, like that they could evolve into their own like subspecies
Yeah.
of people.
And
That's
then
nuts.
that's
dude.
almost like fucking Planet of the Apesy. Like,
A little bit, yeah.
is it like we can't trust these fucking and it's like,
Whoa,
why?
whoa.
We're the
My
same as
grandfather
you.
was a
Yeah, like born ghouls do not appear in any of the published Fallout games. They were appeared to be in Van Buren. So I read that because I thought when it said appearances, it was going to show a picture. I'm going to put a picture up, but they're like blue.
They're blue.
They're like a teal. Yeah.
Huh, yeah, I'm pretty eager to see what they look like.
Yeah, but other than that, I have just in my notes, ghoulification. This I thought was super interesting. Ghoulification changes your eye color. Most ghouls have blue eyes, but not all. Set and Zhao have non-blue eyes, but when they go feral, they're completely white. Yeah.
It's kind of neat.
Yeah. That's all I really have on the ghoul.
That was a lot of lore.
Yeah,
We're currently at 52 minutes into our
Are
recording.
you fucking kidding me?
No.
I had to tell that long ass story. I'm sorry.
No, it was cool. But that means we only have a little bit of time to talk about our last topic.
I mean, don't shortchange us, but
Oh, no, I'm not. I mean, I've kind of, like, really thought about it, and I've talked with some of my friends about it, so we want to cover, just like everyone
wait,
else...
hold on, wait. Do you have anything you want to say?
About ghouls?
Yeah.
No, I feel like ghouls are fucking rad, and that was not a pun.
Aha, I want to play as one.
Yeah, I'd love
I
to be a playable ghoul in a game.
I've said it
I
so
really
many
thought they
times.
were going to do it with 76.
They didn't even give us a game. Haha. I just remake 3. Hold on, before we get out of that, did you hear what they're doing in Europe? I don't know if we talked about it on here. Remember the bomb you bought?
Yeah.
They're re-releasing the bomb version of the game in Europe and Germany because for like 10 years, 11 years, Fallout 3 was banned in Germany. Mm-hmm. So
They had a special version that had a lot of things stripped out.
IGN, why the fuck IGN thought it was on them to go and lobby, I don't know if lobby's the right word, but talk to the German Council of Games or whatever, and they were like, hey, we should get this undone. And now, the same day The Outer Worlds comes out, you can buy Fallout 1, Fallout 2, Fallout 3 Complete Edition, Fallout New Vegas Complete Edition, Fallout 4 Complete Edition for $40.
Wow.
Put it on
That's
the
actually
fucking
really
consoles. Put it on consoles. Fallout 1
Yeah.
and 2 I think would really work on consoles. And you could introduce those early games to a bunch of new people.
I'd love to see that.
Okay. I want to play as them. I have an idea for how
Yeah.
they can implement it. Other than that, what's going on?
So, I'm sure everyone's seen the whole Blizzard situation. I'm gonna give you a short little rundown of it.
Now, I know
So
nothing
basically-
about it, so you have to like explain to me like I'm 5.
Okay. So Blizzard is in hot water right now, and this is after the response. So I'll go through the whole thing. Blizzard is in hot water because they banned a pro Hearthstone player, who won a tournament and like legitimately won, and got prize money and everything, and banned that player and revoked their prize money for supporting the uprisings in Hong Kong.
Wait, hold on. Did he publicly say anything, or he was just like,
Yeah, like either on Twitter or in person, I'm not really sure, but he
Okay.
showed support for the people of Hong Kong that are going through some political strife right now because there's been some kind of yucky things that China's been doing, in
Did
my
you-
opinion.
I keep seeing, like, not to cut you off, I'm sorry, but I keep seeing things about it where it's like, hey, Jeffrey Epstein died out of nowhere about 6 weeks ago. How come no one's talking about this? And he was on severe suicide watch and Hong Kong.
He died.
Did you see what his cellmate looks like?
No.
I haven't seen what his cellmate looks like, but apparently this dude is a gorilla of a human. He's like an ex-cop who like, okay, I'm big, right? Like, People, what is this? Oh, cool. People don't fuck with me when I'm in the mall because I'm big. And you've
Yeah.
been in the mall with me.
You
I
have an
put on that-
imposing size and shit.
Yeah, and like I put on that face when I'm walking around in public, like
The
not
like, don't
touch
talk to me face.
Yeah, and but if you knew me, I'll give you a hug and like
Oh, yeah.
apologize. You know what I mean? Like, but
Right.
like this dude looked like me if he was if I was a foot wider and 2 feet taller.
Yikes.
Yeah, and that dude
Not
just
into that.
happened to not be there. No, but
Who knows?
also
That's a
keep
different
seeing-
topic.
I keep seeing this facial recognition shit. So keep going on. I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't mean to yell.
But there's been some pretty yucky things going on with China doing some
Declan,
pretty.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Don't say shit like yucky.
Okay.
It takes away. What do you call it? It takes away the importance of it.
All right.
If you
I'll lay
mean
it out.
if you mean something, say it. They're doing a fucking shit deal. Don't say
Yeah,
they're doing yucky shit.
they're doing what's the word? Inhumane like acts of war.
There you go.
I can't think of the right word. Fuck. Hold on.
I don't want to edit.
What? You're gonna have to. I need to get
No,
this fucking word.
I'm gonna
We're
vamp. Is it,
crazy.
so in the spring of 1985, I found myself becoming a man. It was the summer of '85. I was going to summer camp, and that's where I met her. That's where I met Violet. It was a summer just like any other at first. We were playing Queen and running through the rain, but something about the way the rain hit Violet's beautiful hair, and we skipped through. It was just a summer to just cut me off when you're ready. It was a summer to never forget.
I can't think of the word. I'm going
As
crazy.
as we would ride in the paddle boats and
But all right.
okay, thank God, I was fucking losing it.
But long story short, China's been doing some life-threatening level acts of inhumane shit to the people of Hong Kong that are trying to impose a democratic government. There's a lot of drama in the situation. I am not fully in the know about it because I just don't know a lot about the situation. I implore you to look into it because we don't want to see people getting like killed over stuff like
Tiananmen
this.
Square too. Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah. So basically, this
Sorry, that thing that never happened.
this player voiced support for the people that are, you know, fighting for the freedom of their space and fighting back against these oppressive measures that China's been taking, and he was banned.
And he played Hearthstone.
He played Hearthstone, yes.
All right.
So it caused a huge stir of everyone basically trying to boycott Blizzard, shitting on Blizzard for silencing this person, and it's been not very good for Blizzard Activision stocks. They did end up coming up with a response and saying that they acted hastily, and they shortened his ban time to a couple months, and he will get his prize money.
Fuck you.
But yeah, it came across as really disingenuous.
yeah.
Because basically what they've done is they've sided themselves with an oppressive military regime by supporting or by not supporting a player that is a part of their community. And I know
Okay,
there are a lot of thoughts that people have on this issue. I am sympathetic to Hong Kong personally. However,
Wait.
I did
In what regard?
that I hope that people don't do war crimes on them.
Oh, I thought you meant you're like, yeah, fuck them, join China. I was like, whoa, hold on a second, communism.
No.
I was like, Liberty Prime would not be proud.
I wish people all of the I wish people safe dealings with the situation. But I do want to say before we kind of pick this apart, I talked with a few other people to kind of get their thoughts, people that are in my industry.
Okay.
Because this is kind of related to games and games companies. It's been causing quite a stir. And the original reasoning that they gave for banning this player was using their platform to promote a political agenda. And that is against their community guidelines for pro players.
Okay.
And if
I can
that
see
was
that.
there, I can see that, and I can say, all right, that's a fair thing. Like, if somebody went on stage and
Free
said,
mac and cheese for everybody.
I mean, if we're going a little bit silly, yeah.
Yeah, because like, I mean,
But if someone went on stage and endorsed a certain political candidate, that would be
Yeah.
against their community guidelines, and
Okay.
as such, they should be banned.
Okay.
So they technically followed their own guidelines, but they didn't think about the repercussions it would have in the greater discussion.
well,
and-
hold on.
No matter what, them doing this 180 is bad for them because now they not only
Oh shit!
have caused
everybody can go
themselves.
back.
That's right. Not
Wow.
only have they caused themselves, they put themselves in the toilet for reputation for supporting a militaristic smackdown on Hong Kong, they also now no longer respect their own community guidelines. And that means anytime anyone trips or fucks up, they can say, oh, look, you let that guy go kind of scot-free. Wow. So they've super fucked up.
So like, okay, I don't know much about Hong Kong other than it's free, but the lease is almost up, and there's facial
That honestly, that's kind of a decent way of describing it.
and the facial recognition. I think facial recognition is going to be the death of privacy and humanity. I really do.
Of course.
I there's nothing good about it. There's people that are walking around with like headbands that projects projects a fake face, and every time I think of a projection or hologram, I just think of Tupac and Coachella. I just picture people walking around Hong Kong with like Tupac's face on. But like, I part of me is just like, you know what? Did he get on stage and win and be like, Hong Kong? Or did he just say on Twitter, like, hey, I'm standing with Hong Kong today? Like, it's one thing if you use, it's one
sure.
thing, it's semantics. It's one thing
Yeah.
if you get on stage and you win and you're like, I'm dedicating this win to Hong Kong. Like, down with Winnie the Pooh. Or, like, you went on Twitter and was like, hey, Hong Kong is a little fucked up. Also,
All right, I can actually clarify.
Can we use Winnie the Pooh as in our thumbnail?
Why?
You don't know about this?
No, why?
The chairman, I guess, the emperor of China. I don't know what he is. The leader, like their president. Winnie the Pooh is illegal in China. I think is illegal in China because people make fun of the president or I don't think he's a king.
The
dictator?
the sovereign ruler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They make fun of him saying that he looks like Winnie the Pooh. Oh, did you see what South Park did? Hold on.
No.
Okay.
Hold on, before we
Okay,
go on a
sorry,
tangent, please.
Sorry.
I want to clarify. From Blizzard's official statement, on Monday we made this decision to take action against a player named Blitzchung and two shoutcasters after the player shared his views on what's happening in Hong Kong on our official broadcast channel. So basically, on the official Blizzard Hearthstone stream, the guy that won and
Okay.
two commentators were talking about Hong Kong and showed explicitly showed support
Okay, I can see why they would ban him there.
because it's against their community guidelines.
I totally I think you should definitely separate political things. That's why I don't like talking about it here. I think the
Yeah.
world is as fucked up as it is. I think it's important to know about these certain things, but as fucked up as the world is, if we can offer an hour of saying like, fuck it, I just want to listen to two idiots talk, like, I think that's perfect.
We're definitely two idiots.
And I definitely talk. So yeah, I'm trying to find this thing that South Park said. Because go on though.
Do you want me to keep reading through the address?
Yes. If
Okay,
you don't
it's,
have to, I mean.
It's pretty long. Basically, it's just them doing a 180 saying that we acted hastily, that there are still going to be repercussions for breaking the community guidelines, but this person isn't just straight up banned and they will get compensated for actually winning the tournament. I don't really have too much else that I know about it. I kind of knew very much on the surface level of what's going on. But I feel like it was important to mention because we talk about games, we talk about the health of the industry, and Blizzard's a very big company, and this has been detrimental against them.
They've tried to make Mei from Overwatch into like a character that's like Mei supports Hong Kong, because I think Mei's originally from Hong Kong.
Yes, Mei's from Hong Kong.
But there was something that if you dressed up at BlizzCon as Mei, with anything related to Hong Kong, then you were asked to either take it off or leave. And if you showed up to BlizzCon wearing anything looking like Winnie the Pooh, you were asked to go home or take it off. Also, China has a law with movies that pretty much boils down to no ghosts, no gays, which we've spoken on here about before.
Yes.
In Overwatch, Tracer and 76 are both straight, because they don't want gay representation. Also,
Wait, what?
Yeah, in Hong Kong, if you play, it's weird because China has weird laws about video games, and technically, because it's Hong Kong is in China, but it's not part of China. There's like a weird overlap that you can play video games, but you can't. Like Nintendo has a thing called the iQ, the IQUE, that it's pretty much an N64 with a GameCube controller that plugs into your TV that you can play video games on, and they're all in Mandarin, but like it's not a video game. It's really, really interesting, and you should look into it because it's an N64 controller built like a GameCube controller, but like the entire system is the controller, and you can download the games offline. So like you go to an IQ station and you could download Ocarina or like Pokemon Snap. And I don't remember how far the games got along that they started like Chineseifying the games, but
Localizing would be the right
whatever.
term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Marvel movies, Disney wants to fucking just slob on that Chinese money knob. They have edited Iron Man 2 or 3. There's an entire scene with the Iron Patriot that was I heard it on a podcast. I think it was Sardonicast. Or I heard it on a radio show that I listened to. They took out all the scenes with the Iron Patriot because you can't show patriotism in China. And then on top of that, there's a scene where they added it in just for Chinese audiences. It's all in English as far as I know, but it's a 12-minute scene of Tony Stark needing to get surgery done on the reactor in his chest. And it's a Chinese doctor. And that's like the whole thing. Is like people are going to see the movie because of it. There's also another movie that was made. It's a shark movie, and it's got Jason Statham in it, and it didn't do very well here, but made millions upon hundreds of millions of dollars in China. And the main lead actress in the movie is a Chinese, like in China, a film star in China. And there's a bunch of other shit, and there's a bunch of shit that they have been changing and banning, and the NBA has said some shit lately that is like, we're not going to do anything about Hong Kong or China ripping these people off. Or there's also really weird bootleg laws in China, so like you can get a pair of Yeezys for like $40, maybe cheaper, and they're like
the copyright laws in China are super loose.
So what I wanted to get at with South Park was, are you kidding me? Here we go. This is an excerpt from HollywoodReporter.com. Days later, China lashed out at South Park when an episode titled "Banned in China" poked fun at leader Xi Jinping, X-I, last name...
Probably Xi
Jinping.
I'm not looking directly at it, so...
Jinping, whatever. You can't not drop something. While mocking Disney and Marvel for censoring their movies at the country's behest, the government immediately wiped South Park from the web, promoting Parker and Stone to hit back in the next episode called Shots, in which a character yells, "Fuck the Chinese government."
Wow.
This is Hollywood Reporter. Let me see who this is written by. This is written by Stephen Galloway. It was uploaded today, the 14th. I'm trying to find his statement. Here it is. Come on, just show me the fucking thing. So I'm not sure if this is Matt or Trey. It's from South Park. It's from South Park directly on Twitter. Come on, just show me the fucking thing.
Do you have to sit through an ad or something?
No, I had to click on a thing. Official apology to China from Trey Parker and Matt Stone. Like the NBA, we welcome the Chinese censors into our homes and into our hearts. We too love money more than freedom and democracy. Xing doesn't look like Winnie the Pooh at all. Tune into our 300th episode this Wednesday at 10. Long live the great Communist Party of China. May this autumn's sorghum harvest be bountiful. We good, China?
Holy shit.
That's the fun. And I don't watch South Park anymore because South Park, in my opinion, has hit the point where it's like
It's all low-hanging fruits.
It's not even all low hanging fruit. It's not like, hey, we're counterculture anymore. We're culture, and it's not like they're trying like they aired Butters' uncensored penis on TV.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, and I don't know if you know this, but the FCC doesn't control what can and can't be shown on TV. It's the sponsors. So
Okay.
people like say there's a commercial for fucking the General Insurance, right?
Yes.
The General company, General Insurance knows, okay, people are going to tune in for South Park. So they're more willing to let more things slide because they know people will watch. It's like how YouTube, like people were pulling out of YouTube saying like, oh, well, there's this and that on there. It's like, well, there is and there isn't. And you have to look for that shit. Mm-hmm. It's not really on there unless you're looking for it. And on top of that, it's a percentage of a percentage of a percentage on there. So... like someone like PewDiePie, I don't know how it works with YouTube, but like say a company like Coca-Cola or Jimmy Dean went to them and like we want to air on PewDiePie videos. He has 100 million subscribers. Here's $100 million. Put us exclusively there. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
And anybody, like he could say anything, and as long as there's not like a significant amount of backlash, like they'll be okay with it. I would assume. Where like on TV in England there is no censorship. Things are rated accordingly, but you can show nudity on TV, you can say whatever you want. I mean, you probably can't go on there and just spew hate speech, but
Yeah.
there's no like beep. That beeping censor noise is not on there.
Yeah, like you can say fucking stuff.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever watch Peep Show?
No, I haven't.
Peep Show is a show I think you would like. It's a show that takes place the entire show is first person perspective. So
Oh, that's kind of neat.
yeah, it's a really, really good show. It's really funny, and what's neat is like the two characters will talk to each other, and then it'll swap between their perspectives, and you'll hear their inner monologue.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
So it'll be like the guy walks into the place and he's like, "Hey, thanks for inviting me," and then you'll hear his inner monologue. He goes, "I don't want to fucking be here." Like it's like that.
That's really neat.
Yeah, it's a really I think it got like 6 or 7 or 8 seasons, and then there's like
wow.
a point where like someone kills the dog and they wind up eating it. It's really, really good. I don't know if it's on Netflix, but I remember being on Hulu. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's interesting to see that the US being the biggest power in the world, I assume, is slowly starting to get diminished. Because I think that other countries just don't take us seriously anymore. And
I mean, for good reason.
yes and no. I get it. I also think that like, I don't know. I just think we've been a joke to the U.S. for the past 20 years, for like as long as I can remember. I just remember
Basically,
the
yeah.
U.S. being looked at as a joke. I think it's nice though that we can like kind of fucking pass the mantle to somebody else. But I think it's neat to see that the number one world power is going from a democracy to a communism. And even though it's like a more lenient communism in the sense that there's like a free market, it's still, if they want you out of that place, they're gonna get you the fuck out of there. I also have never been to China, so I can't really say much.
Yeah.
But I like their food, even if it's Americanized.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about this. I feel like I'm a little ill-equipped.
Yeah, I feel like I don't have as much of a grasp on the situation in Hong Kong as I should. I feel like I should probably do more research. I just knew how it kind of related to Blizzard and the gaming industry. But honestly, like, if I have to take a stance, my heart goes out to all the people that are fighting for what they believe in. And I just hope that a peaceful end could be reached.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much you could do, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't exactly know what's going on, so I don't feel like I should say, like... Because, I don't know, sometimes I like to sit around and think about shit, and, like,
Yeah.
what if we lived in a communist state? Like, I'm not saying it's a good thing. There was also a time in the U.S. where if you were a communist, you went to jail. So, like, how bad is it? How much free will is too much free will? You know what I'm saying? Like...
These are big questions. Philosophy questions.
Yeah, and I'm not saying we have to answer them or even talk about them right now. I'm just saying that it's something that, like, maybe having certain things planned out is a little better. Like, I don't know how housing works there, but I don't know how much homeless China has. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you don't really hear about it in the news.
where, from what I understand, San Francisco is really, really bad. There are just tents on sidewalks. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
And there are enough houses in the U.S. to house every single homeless person.
yeah, but I don't think you just
Completely empty houses.
But also, these people that are homeless, a lot of them have some sort of a mental illness. So even if you put them in that home, like, they need care. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So even if you
and
took
I feel
a
like it's important
homeless,
for people to have care.
even if you took a homeless and put them in a house, like, they're still gonna have the mentality of a homeless. You know what I mean? They're still gonna have the mentality of, like, I'm gonna shit in the corner, or like, I'm gonna start a fire in my living room, because they're mentally unwell. I think it's a lot more than just, there's a vacant house in Detroit, put them there, because you put them in these houses and now they don't have jobs.
This isn't to say that every homeless person is going to shit in the corner. Some people are just down on their luck, missed a medical bill, and got their house taken away. And, like, that's horrible.
Yeah, I understand that, but also, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's a certain, I'm not going to sit here and say, like, oh, homeless are this way or homeless are that way, but, like, I think there's a certain level of, like, pride that you have to put aside if the homelessness is facing you. Like, if you have a family, like, you have to put aside and be like, I need to stay with a family member for some time. You know what I mean? Like, homelessness, for me at least, is a last ditch effort. That is like, there's nothing left. I've expired everything. I don't know. I think these are broad questions, like I said. So I really hope, through everything we've done with this show so far, we can help support Shane Ivers so he's never homeless.
I really hope so, too. You want to know what
Shit, fuck.
our...
I was grabbing a water bottle and then I dropped everything. I'm sorry, everybody. Don't yell.
Our intro this week is going to be Carnival, or Skeleton Carnival.
Sorry.
For real this time.
Yeah, like I said, I'm trying to get better at editing. So I just instinctually was like, oh, let me just get used to putting this in the new editing software. And then I was watching the video to make sure that everything went well after it was uploaded, and I can share the link on Twitter. And I went, you fucking idiot. So, sorry.
Leave the intro to me.
Yeah.
But so, it'll be Skeleton Carnival. It is our Monster Month theme. Shane Ivers, if you want to support that guy, you can go to www.silvermansounds.com/free music/ Skeleton Carnival. And also, he has a Patreon, just like us.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a Patreon. Let's get through it now.
Yeah.
If you want to see the show get a little bigger, a little better, a little stronger, a little faster, a little harder, you can throw us a couple bucks. The show will never be a paid-for show. The show will always be free. There are some perks, some tiers, some benefits to you throwing us a couple bucks, which you can all check out there. But we do have a few people that we have to thank from the Patreon. Declan, you want to bless me with those beautiful, beautiful names?
I will bless you with those beautiful, beautiful names. We have the one, the only friendly companion Cube.
Hello, Cube. Thank you, friend.
We have Noah, friend of the show.
Hey, Noah. Wasn't the Joker great? Fucking love that movie.
And we have newest edition Mason.
Hey, man. Thanks again. Once you're around for longer, I'll have something to say. You're new, and we appreciate you. Thank you.
Hit us up on Discord.
Yeah.
If you'd like to follow us or the show, there's links in the description below to our personal Twitters, the show's Twitter, the show's Instagram, which exists. And you can also find links to our Discord where you can come hang out, you can talk. What was going on today? Let's see. I was talking to people about Joker. What's going on here?
What's going on?
Cube's talking, Kyle's talking. Let's see. Morgan's always showing up. Here's a link to the Fly. So
yeah,
you know,
it's popping.
Yeah. With that being said, I think there's also a link to our Redbubble. You can buy some merch. You buy a shirt.
Buy my stuff.
Buy a fucking clock. Buy a duvet. Do we have the cubes? The fucking acrylic cubes? I don't remember. We have a bag, some stickers. Fucking by you
Now
doing
we
it,
got
throws
some
us a couple
stuff,
bucks.
yeah.
It throws us a couple bucks, and you get to wear a logo that we designed on your chest meat. All right, Declan. Let's think of a clever way to end this, because I hate ending things because I never know how to do it.
Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna fall on the floor. Bye.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Fuck.
My body is comprised of hate. All right, bye, everybody.
I gotta reach for the stop button.
Atomic Radio Hour.